And of course, I'm a little bit late to the party, but I want to do this tech anyways. So here we go. So the tag that I'm talking about, of course, is the if my books had a personality tag. And I don't even know who started this tag. So if someone could tell me in the comment section, then I can put that person's channel, a link to her channel in the description box down below. Um, so yeah, I have no idea who started this tag, but it is a fun tag, I think. And I don't really want to watch other videos till I made mine because I don't really want to be influenced that much. That you really like. I really want to show you my picks and not something that's been influenced by someone else. So yeah, we have to go through a lot of books, 22. So I'm not gonna blare too much, and I'm just gonna start with the first personality type, and that's the stress inducer. And for me, it's this book by Joanna Bashford, Rooms of Wonder. I've got the Dutch version. Um, so, why is this such a stress inducer? Well, it contains lots and lots of teeny tiny. Let me zoom out a bit because it is a big book. Like that. It is a pretty huge. Um, no, what I want to say is, what I want to say is, it has a lot of teeny tiny um, details in them. It's very intricate, and as soon as a book is very intricate, it induces stress for me. So that's why I picked this book because this book has like plenty of really tiny details. Um, and yeah, it's not very relaxing for me to color this at all. I mean, if I just looking at it, it already overwhelms me. She also has like pages like this, and those pages are just cool, are okay. I'm trying to put the wire away. Let's do it like that. Um, but yeah, um, so pages like these are cool. This is okayish. I could color something like this, but then we have something like this. Like this is it's too much. It's just too much. Look at all these little teeny tiny buttons over here. Just by looking at it already induces stress. So that's probably also the reason why I still haven't colored in this book. It's a completely uncolored book. I think it's very, very cute. But at the same time, it has so many tiny details in some of the pages that, yeah, instead of a relaxing coloring book, it's a stress inducer, definitely. So, yeah, that's the first book by Joanna Bashford, Rooms of Wonder. And she has like loads of other books that have this like very teeny tiny, um, intricate details. For instance, her book Lost Oceans. I don't own that book. I will never own that book because, oh, that book, it's extremely detailed. So that's the first one. And the second one was The Dark and Broody. And I really had to think about this one because here's the thing I don't like horror. I don't like uh, dark, um, dark kind of books. I don't like horror. I don't like gore. I don't like scary things, spooky things. It's just not my thing. So I don't really own books that have that kind of illustrations in them. But I do have Metamorphia by Kirby Rosens, and that book actually has some very dark themed pages. Like this one. Look at all the skulls. I mean, and he isn't looking very friendly either with his whatever this is. I mean, it doesn't really look very friendly, and the Cyclops doesn't really look very friendly either. And let me see. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to meet this creature or her or her. So this book is pretty dark and broody for my taste. I still haven't colored in it. I used to have another copy of this one, but it was like a misprint, so I decided to rebuy this one. And I'm gonna do like the pictures that I already did in that book. I'm just gonna redo them. One of the pictures that I colored was this one, Medusa. So I can recolor her again. And actually that's a good thing because I really wasn't happy with what I had done in my previous book. So I can redo her and reimagine her, and I like that. So yeah, this is like my most dark and broody kind of coloring book that I have. I mean, it doesn't really go much more darker. His book Dark Fairy Tales is also a book that I skipped because it's too dark for me. I don't like it. I do like his artwork, but I don't like what he had drawn in that book. I'm sorry. It's a little bit too bloody and too much gore and violence and all of that in that book. So yeah, my dark and broody. So the next one, the paper snob. This one was easy for me, very easy, because I have books by Linda Ravencroft, and she has printed her pages on 300 GSM um, artist grade paper. It's actually here on the back. She writes it down right here. 300 GSM artist quality paper. Um, so it's like the best kind of paper that you can imagine, and it's absolutely wonderful. Her books, because she has multiple books that you can buy, and they're all printed on this paper. It's freaking amazing. You can throw whatever you want at this paper. If you want to work with watercolor, you can, and I mean like you can soak it. If you want to work with acrylic paints, you can. If you want to work with pastels, you can. I mean, it's amazing paper. Her artwork is absolutely wonderful. Um, this is actually a page I am working on. It's going to be a very, very long time before I finish this one because I'm taking my sweet time for it. But I'm actually using pencils, my luminance pencils on this paper. I do believe it deserves the best quality. So that's why I'm using luminance pencils. So yeah, absolutely wonderful. Really like it. And as you can see, it's grayscale. In some cases, a little bit dark grayscale. And that's also the reason why, in some cases, I would probably work with like a gouache or something like that. But yeah, absolutely wonderful. I love her artwork. Absolutely love it. And it has definitely the best paper that I've ever seen in a coloring book. So the next is the Intimidator. I picked this one. Knoko Igusa. Symphony of Cute Animals in this case. That's because that's the only Knoka Igusa book I have at the moment. I used to have her other two books, Symphony in the Forest, I believe it's called, and the other one is um, what's the other one? I can't remember. She Yeah, here. So we have Garden of Fairy Tale Animals and Kingdom of Curious Creatures. Here are the two. So I used to have these two, but I sold them because I wasn't coloring in them, and that's because these books are really, really, really intimidating to me for some reason, and that's probably because I've seen so many wonderful examples, end results of other colorists that, yeah, I mean, you want to do a good job, right? So once you see someone is doing a page in this one and it's absolutely brilliant, for me it's like, okay, so when I color in this page, it needs to be absolutely brilliant. But it is a lovely book. It's a gorgeous book. Some of these pages are really like a lot of fun, like this one, for instance. And it's not like I don't want to say overly detailed. Some of the pages, some are actually like this. It's not very difficult. Just have some flowers and bird and like a pot or whatever it is, you know. So some of these pages are very doable, or something like this, very doable. But I still haven't colored in it, and so this is definitely a book I need to get to. But I'm genuinely scared for it because I really want to do it justice. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, someday I will color in it, and I just hope I'm going to be satisfied with the end results. So that's my intimidator. Then we have the old reliable. Now, I haven't been coloring for a very, very, very long time. So I don't really have like extremely old books. Okay, so I've been coloring now for about 4 years. And this actually was one of my very first books that I bought. Back then, I believe this one actually was new. Let me see when this one was like released. If I can find it somewhere. Oh, no, actually, it's not. So the first edition actually came out 2018. It was not. Oh, I actually thought it was new back then, but it wasn't. So I bought this book, I think in 2022, something like that. And I have to say, I have colored quite some pages in this one. Quite some. For me, I colored quite some pages in this one. Let me see if I can find them. So here we have a whip. I still didn't finish. Funny story. I actually colored this one with my husband. So um, I colored her. This little gnome my husband started coloring, and this little gnome my husband started coloring, and the eyes I colored the eyes. Um, so that's a whip that I need to finish. This is a page that I colored last year. Yeah, about a year ago. I still really like the end result of this one. Um, and this book is so much fun. Oh, here we have another whip. Here, I did color it. It's so extremely faint that you can hardly see it. And I don't know if I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm probably gonna do something else with it, but it is a whip. Here I have another whip. Lots of whips in this book. Let me see if I can find another page that I actually finished because I have finished more pages. Yeah, I finished this one. Very early work. I used my neon colors too for the background in this one, and I just got them. Yeah, it's the first time, one of the first times that I actually used my neon colors too, and I really did not like the end results of this page. You can see that this is like early work because if you see early work of mine, you always see this on the other side. If it's a blank page, I used to test my colors like this. I don't do that anymore, but back in the days I did. And I colored this one. This is the very first page that I ever finished. And I did this one with my chroma flows, and the blends are absolutely horrific, I think. But it's definitely not bad for a beginner. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I would do differently today. For instance, this tree needs a lot more shadow, my opinion. But I'm not gonna touch these pages anymore. I mean, this is just the way I did it back then. And here again, look at all the scribbling that I did on the other side. So yeah. So yeah, this is definitely my old and reliable, and I absolutely cherish this book. The next one is The One and Done. I really had to think about this one because I actually, that's like a problem. If I colored a page in a book, usually I don't touch that book for a very long time after that. So I have a lot of the one and done, of what you would think is a one and done. I mean, I could just color in a book for like, I would leave it alone for 2 years or something like that, and then I would pick it up again. But when it comes to the one and done, the first thing that came to my mind was mythographic. Um, I have this thing with mythographics that I color a page in it and then I'm done with it, with the book. So I colored this page last year, October. I finished it. This has been a whip for a very long time. And last October, I finally finished it. And I haven't touched this book ever since. And here it comes. I don't think I am going to touch this book for a very, very, very long time. Um, I have this hate love relationship with mythographics. I think that mythographics, in a lot of ways, are, in some cases, a little bit too complicated. And that we see a lot of lines and swirly things um, that I don't really know where one thing ends and the other begins. And I actually hate that. So it's a little bit overwhelming. And when a page becomes overwhelming, I don't want to color it because I color for relaxation, right? I mean, not to be stressed out. So something like this, all the water that you see like that, it's too much. My mind just goes haywire, basically. Um, yeah, it's too much for me. So I wouldn't color a page like this very, very um, quickly. Um, and the old mythographic books, I think that the old mythographic books had more of that problem. I do think that the newer mythographic books are a little bit more like in this style where everything is understandable. So we have snails over here, and we have lights, and we have this snail girl. You understand what you're looking at, and I think that's a very, very, very good development. But then we also still have something like this, which I do think is a little bit more all over the place. Let's just say I have to look twice at the image to truly understand what I'm looking at, and I don't like that. I need to just look at the page and think, oh yeah, I understand it. So I don't think that I'm going to touch this book for a very long time. And I also have what's the one with what's it called? A Dragon Spell. That's the one from Joseph Ketterman. I also have that one, and I still haven't colored in it. I need to color in it. I love it. It's a wonderful book, but I hope that's not one of those one and done kind of books. But this one, I think it is. I think it is. Um, then we have the wishful thinker. Worlds within worlds by Kirby Rosens, and actually almost all of the books of Kirby Rosens are in this category. the wishful thinker, because I see a lot of wonderful work from other colorists in this book. In this book, all of his books basically, and I see it, and I'm okay. I'm gonna create something like that, and then I start, and I don't enjoy it. Nah, it takes too long. I don't have the patience for it. Let me show you an example. So this book, I had this book for a long time, very long time. I think this is like one of my first Kirby Rosen's books that I bought. So I think this book comes like from 2023, something like that. And when I got this book, I immediately started coloring this page. I really liked this page. It's double page. And I finished this Matryoshka doll. And I already had a plan for the other ones. Um, I still haven't finished it to this day. And I don't know if I'm ever going to finish this one. I actually like what I did here. Would I have done certain things differently today? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But for a beginner, because back then I was a beginner, I don't think that I did such a bad job. And it is true, curlies are easy to color because he really shows you where to put your highlights and where to put your shadows. And if you just follow his directions, you will get actually a pretty decent result. But, oh, for some reason, these books really, I don't know, they freak me out for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. I would love to color something like this and call it finished, actually finish something like this. But it's so much work. And then, of course, we also have another problem, and that's this book contains a lot of double pages. I don't like double pages. I like single pages. I don't do a lot of double pages. In fact, I avoid them like the plague. So, yeah, I would love to color something like this. Absolutely gorgeous. And then another double pager. Another double pager. So these are pictures I wouldn't color. I would not color these as a double page. I would do them differently. So yeah, I mean something like this. Gorgeous, beautiful, absolutely doable. Why am I not coloring it? I could color something like this. Yeah. So this is definitely my wishful thinker because I see all of those absolutely gorgeous pages like this one. I've seen a lot of you guys color this page, and and then I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking, oh wow, I'm gonna color that. And then I own the book and it just freaks me out. I'm like, oh, I need to do like an extremely amazing, wonderful job in this page in this book. Um, yeah. So I think I just put too much pressure on myself. I put too much pressure on myself. The more beautiful um, I think the illustrations are, the more pressure I put on myself to put like a really good end result. So, will I color in this book anytime soon? I hope so, actually. I hope, especially my whip, that I will finish them on someday. And it doesn't have to be this year, but just someday. So, yeah, the wishful thinker. Then we have First Love. Nah, it's this one. It's my baby. De Koopelvanger van Thomas Love. So I love this book. And at the same time, it's a very intimidating book. I mean, this book could have been The Intimidator. I absolutely understand that if you put this book under The Intimidator, because it is very intimidating. So I started this page a couple of months ago. I still haven't finished it. It's a lot of work. I mean, I already put like a lot of hours in the background and the part of the tree that I've already done. I do like where it's going, but yeah, I still need to finish it. And then we're talking about like a single page that is like pretty simple, but I mean, I love his artwork. It's so gorgeous. And this is actually one of my very first books that I ever bought. It's the oldest book at the moment that I have in my collection. Let me see. This is also a whip that I started, and maybe someday I will finish it. And this is the only page in this book at the moment that's finished. Well, let me put it correctly in a frame. Um, so yeah, I'm still pretty proud of this one. It's very, very early work. So I think I finished this. In, I no, no. I finished this actually in 2023, but I started it in 2022. It took me a very long time to finish this, and that's because I remember I needed to color the polar bear, and that really freaked me out. Um, I was really scared about coloring that polar bear. It really intimidated me, but eventually I did, and actually I think it's a pretty decent result for a very first time. I mean, I did not have that much experience with coloring animals, so and fur, especially fur. I don't think that I did a bad job for a first time. Definitely not. So yeah, it's my first love. It will never ever ever leave my collection, and I will definitely color more in it by time, but with time. But let's just take our time for it because this book deserves that. Then we have the honeymooner. I really have to think about it. Again, not a difficult one. I chose this one because I haven't still haven't colored in it, and I bought this one this year in January. I still haven't colored in it, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love to flip through it. So I at the moment I'm flipping a lot through it. I mean, look at it, how extremely cute. But look, it's gorgeous. And I do think that I want to try to come close to the artwork. I mean, you can learn a lot from it by copying someone else's work, believe it or not. You can learn a lot from it, but I love it. It's gorgeous. And um, the paper, I think, is good enough for watercolor. I'm definitely going to try that. I don't know how to get that pattern on this curtain. Maybe I'm not going to do that, but I love it. Yeah. It's so, so beautiful. So that's what I'm doing, like flipping like this through this book and just looking at the artwork and imagine how I want to paint and color in this book. And someday I will. It's probably going to be like a page, something like this. Probably something like this. She has a lot of those kind of pages. And it's probably going to be something like that. It's gorgeous. And for the longest time, I told myself that I didn't need a book like this, but boy, I was wrong. So yeah, this is definitely my honeymooner and my the book I like to flip through. Then we have Midnight Snack. So something easygoing, something I like to do to relax, and that's actually all of my cute and cozy books. But this is the book that I colored in the most. Gummy and Pecky by Vivi Tinta. And yeah, I like to grab this when I just want to slap some color on a piece of paper. And I just grab this and I love to color it like this. I like to keep it simple. Sometimes I do add shadows or highlights, but in a lot of cases I don't. Let me see because I colored one. This is a whip, and I put some what's it called? Satin glaze. Yeah, I put some satin glaze on this page, and I don't think it actually went that well. So I quit. I tried to color with my pit pens, and I do have to say, your pit pens do blend a lot better, but it also dries pretty slowly on the satin glaze. So it works, but uh, I need to try it again because this one is also done with pit pens, but without the satin glaze, and then you can really like see the difference. I don't like the streakiness of it all. I don't like that. Um, so yeah, and I also did this one, and it's another one. This one. So yeah, I really like the color in this one. These kind of books, these are my relaxing books, and I just like the block color in it. That's it. So Gummy and Pecky is my midnight snack. Then we have Seasonal Obsession, and it's this one. It's by Maria Trolla. All the Colors of Christmas, and I absolutely adore this book. I've got the Dutch version because it has the best paper, I think. And I bought this book back in October, yeah, 2025, and I already colored 2 pages in it, and that's a lot because usually when it comes to these kind of books, I only like color 1 page for the season. So that's also the reason why I picked it because I really wanted to do at least 2 pages, and that's exactly what I did. I actually wanted to do 3 pages, but did not have time for that. So this is the other one that I colored, and I absolutely adore this one because of like the tiny, simple um, images. You know, I love these kind of illustrations around Christmas time. They're easy to do. I don't have that much time around December, the end of November. We're all very busy, and then something like this, it's just perfect. You can finish this page, and it's very cute. I have to say, her illustrations are very cute. I mean, look at this. It's extremely cute. So yeah, I mean, I do think that this is my favorite Christmas book at the moment, and yeah, that's why I picked it. I don't really have any other seasonal books in that way. I don't. I do have like a Halloween book from Joshua Dunbar, like the tiny one, the pocket one. But that's it. I don't really have any Easter books or books that are like really meant for spring or summer. I don't really have that. Especially on books that I'm obsessed about. I don't really want to call it an obsession, this book, but this is my favorite seasonal book. Um, and then we have the Forgotten. The Forgotten. I picked this one. Enchanted Earth by Manny Giotto. Do I pronounce it correctly? Um, yeah, so it's a gorgeous book, and most of us have this book. And when it came out, I bought it and I colored a page in it. It's this one. And ever since, I just fell in love with it. It's a very early page because, again, we have like all the clutter on the other side. Um, it's a lovely page, even has some like sparkly bits if you can see it. Um, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna color more in this book because I loved it so much. And of course, I haven't. And that's because for some reason it doesn't come up in my coloring plans. It's not like, oh, let me color in this book again. No. So you could say that this book is forgotten a bit. And I went through my books. I was like, yeah, I also have this book. That's gorgeous. It really is. It's gorgeous. It is can be a little bit intimidating because of her the line work that she uses. I mean, it's a lot of teeny tiny details, and I mean, look how tiny these leaves are. Even like with a very, very, very sharp pencil, it's going to be very tricky to color those. Uh, but yeah, it's gorgeous. I should color in this one, but I don't know when I have time because you do need time to color something like this. I would love to color this one. Yeah. So, Enchanted Earth by many Chetty Penny YouTube. It's the forgotten one. Then we have You Know You Want Me. This one also is a very easy one because I remember the first time that I saw this book. Mijn Reis Doorgelopen from Rita Bergman. The very first time I saw this book. I can't even remember which colorist it was, which channel, but I do remember my reaction. Oh my god, no, that's awful. I did not like it at all. I did not like it. And I was like, I'm never gonna buy that book. That's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. And then I saw it again, and my reaction was, well, if you color in it, it's actually pretty cute. But I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy that book. And then I saw it again, and I was like, maybe I should try it. No, no, Nick, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's not your cup of tea. But after a while, I did buy it. And the very first page that I color in it was this page. And I absolutely fell in love with Rita Bergman through this page. It's a very simple page, but I absolutely loved coloring it. Then, very shortly after it, because I finished this one on the 28th of July in 2024, I colored this one. And I finished this one the 8th of August 2024, so it's very shortly after the other one. And that's because I loved coloring in this book. And I also found a book where my ink tents are absolutely made for. I think that ink tents and Rita Bergman are like the perfect combination. I love coloring very brightly in her books. And yeah, well, ink tents is of course very bright colors. So um, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I haven't really colored in this book anymore. This is also because I bought some other books of hers that I colored in. So I really should revisit this book. But yeah, this is one of those books that eventually I did buy it, and I'm glad I did. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And yeah, You Want Me? Absolutely. Absolutely. I tried to find it, but I couldn't eventually, and I bought it. I mean, it's so cute. I would love to color something like this. It's a double page, but still, I think I could do this one. Yeah. Mijn Reisdeur. Europa. Then we have the Judgy Judger. Okay. It's this one. And it could have been any book of Leila Dali. Um, so I've chose the Flower Year because that's a book that I bought pretty early on when I started coloring. I do have actually an older book by her, but I actually bought that book for my mom and then she gave it back to me. And well, long story. But The Flower Year, I bought this one, I think, back in 2023, something like that. I don't know when this one was published, but I did not buy it when it was published. So it was published in 2017, actually, this book. But I do know that I bought this in 2023, something like that. It was still available back then. And the first time that I saw it was like, oh my god, that's a gorgeous book. And after this book, I also bought Walk in the Woods. I also have that one, which is still uncolored. This one has a forever whip. And because of that, every time I make coloring plans, these books remind me that I need to color in them. I really need to color in them. Um, I feel extremely guilty about the fact that, first of all, that my whip still isn't finished, and that I just haven't really colored in them because these are absolutely stunning, gorgeous pages, and some of these pages aren't even that difficult. I mean, something like this is very doable. I mean, I can look it up, a grab apple, and we have some dog rose hips. I could just look them up on the internet, what they look like, and, you know, color them. Mm, I still haven't done that. I still haven't finished this one. Still haven't finished it. I'm still working on the freaking berries that I've been working on for a very, very, very long time. Um, I just don't. I just think like it's too many, especially on pages like this, too many leaves. And I can be absolutely honest. If I've done this many berries as I've done on this page, I get bored with the page and I just quit. I need to do something else. Something like this, an absolute freaking nightmare. So I think that's the reason why I haven't colored in it that much. But then, I also have pages like this, and I should be able to color something like this. So that's, I guess, why I picked this book as the Judgy Judger, because it reminds me I need to color in it. You can, and there really is no good excuse for not coloring in this book. You don't have to do these pages. You can do the smaller ones, and it's the same with her other book, A Walk in the Woods, I believe it's called. It's the same, she has pretty elaborate pages in that book, but also smaller ones. So there really isn't an excuse for not coloring in it. And until then, that book is gonna look at me like, why haven't you colored in me yet? Why haven't you finished anything in me yet? Yeah. So maybe this spring, this summer, I should color something small and be done with it because then it can't judge me anymore. Then we have the villain. This is the villain for me. Selena Fenich, Tales and Myths. Okay, so why is this the villain? Because of the paper. It's god awful paper, and it's not an Amazon print. It's printed by Milton Keynes UK, Ingram Content Group UK Ltd. Mm. Anyways, it's not printed by Amazon, and it's absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, it's so extremely thin, this paper, that you can see the other page on the other side. And I did do a page in this one. It's this one. And I did this with, so the dragon is done with alcohol markers, and the rest is done with my luminance pencils. Now, for those that own luminance pencils, you guys know how extremely good those pencils are. And it struggled on this paper. It struggled. The alcohol markers, they bleeded like crazy on this paper. Um, it's awful. And it's so extremely awful that I don't color in this book anymore. I mean, it's just not very enjoyable. I love her artwork. Absolutely enjoy it. She has like one of the books in this book because it's four books in one. It's the Goddess book. I love that book. You know, um, I would love to color in it, but I'm not gonna because I know it's gotta be an absolute hell to color it. We also have the fairy tale book. One of the reasons why I bought this one because I really wanted to have the fairy tale book. Look how gorgeous those pages are. I'm not gonna color them. I'm not gonna color Sleeping Beauty. I love this page, but I know I cannot color it the way I want to color it. So I'm actually thinking about buying some of these books again, especially the fairy tale book and the goddess book. Maybe the dragon unicorn book, maybe. Um, I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, I love this book, but at the same time, I absolutely hate it because of the paper. So this is a whip that I started, and as you can see, I tried to color the roses, and I quit because it's just such a struggle. Just to get this result took me ages, and I'm still not happy with it. And if you have to fight against paper that much, yeah, it's just not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun. So I'm actually thinking about rebuying this on Amazon paper, European Amazon paper, because it's better than this paper. So yeah. So that's The Villain, Tales of Myth by Selena Fenich. And then we have The Underdog. So the way I interpret The Underdog was an artist or a book, a coloring book that you think is underappreciated. Okay, that's how I think about it. And I chose Herb Leonard. I love his artwork. Absolutely, I think it's gorgeous. We have a lot of glare, of course, but I'm not going to take them all out, so I'm just going to work around it. But I mean, I love his artwork. So this is one of his dragon book. This Dragon Fun, and you can buy his PDFs on his Etsy. You can also buy printed coloring books on his Etsy if you want to have a printed one. But I love his artwork, and especially if you like R.J. Hampson, you probably absolutely gonna enjoy his artwork. Um, so yeah, I only colored one page till now. It's this one, and I do really like what I've done here. Um, but you don't really see that much Herb Leonard, you know. He also has a book called Dragon Nouveau, which is also about dragons. So if you really like dragons, you should definitely check him out. Um, yeah, so a lot of dragons, and I have another one here, and that's Fantasy Nouveau. And then we also have dragons, of course, but we also have um, like unicorns, more unicorns with a princess or maiden. But yeah, he definitely loves his dragons. And his dragons are really really cute, even though they are giant. So more unicorns. I absolutely love his artwork. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at it. We have some teeny tiny fairies next to the unicorn. That's a gorgeous page. Mermaids, Vikings. We even have Vikings. So yeah, gorgeous work. Um, he has other books too about fairy tales and all of that. So if you like are really into like the fantasy, dragons, maybe you really like R.J. Hampson kind of humor. He has that kind of humor also in his pages. So yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't yet, because I do think his work is absolutely gorgeous. Then we have the identity crisis. I picked Wildflower Folk. That's because in reality, let me just my camera adjust my camera a bit. Hold on. Is that better? Not much. Not much. Uh, hold on. I don't like it. This way. No. Oh, absolutely terrible. Yeah, that's better. Um, So okay, so why did I pick this one as the identity crisis? Well, in reality, I don't really enjoy coloring portraits, and this book, of course, is filled to the brim with portraits, lots and lots of portraits. And I bought this one book actually. It's because I really want to get better in skin tones, and I was like, yo, this probably can help me with that. And it definitely can. That's the first thing. But there's something else that I found out after coloring this one. I absolutely enjoy coloring in this book. Really loved it. It's very relaxing because of the grayscale, actually. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I think that I know why I enjoyed it so much. The thing about a portrait is there isn't that much detail on the page. So in this case, we have the girl, we have her glasses, we have the little scrunchy thing in her hair, we have the feather, and we have her diary. That's what we have to color. And of course, the sweater that she's wearing, And I really like that because there's not that much that you have to focus on. I really like that. And I still really love the end results. I mean, it's really easy to get good results. The paper is absolutely wonderful in this book. It also helps, definitely. But I found that I really, really enjoy doing these kind of coloring pages. I would love to color this one too. I really like this one. In fact, I love it so much that I also ordered Little Folk, and it should arrive today or tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's gorgeous. I really want to color more in this book as soon as I find time. I probably will because it's not very difficult to color in this book. Oh, this one is so cute. Oh, I might actually color this one. I like this one. So yeah. So this is definitely the odd one out. I should not like it, but I do. One that got away. Okay, so the way I interpret this one was like a book that you really, really love, but for some reason you don't have it. And in my case, it's Mouse Guard. I don't own that book. I wish I owned it. And back in the days, I could own it. I mean, it was available, actually pretty easily available. And for some reason, I did not buy it back then because I thought that I had time to buy it, you know, someday, And then suddenly it was out of print and it wasn't available anywhere anymore. So I will put like a picture of the book um, in frame. Um, but yeah, so that one definitely got away from me for some reason. I did not order it. I still regret it till this day. I will probably never ever own that book. I mean, I've seen the prices on eBay. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Um, so yeah, uh, that's why I bombarded that book as the one that got away. That's how I interpret the one that got away. Okay, maybe I don't really have books that I sold or gave away or something like that I regret in hindsight. I don't. All of the books that I gave away or that I have sold, I'm okay with it. I don't miss them at all. In some cases, I don't even remember which books. Sometimes I see like a video of colors and she pulls out a book and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to have that book. I completely forgot about it. So if that's the case, then it's a good thing that I sold it, I guess. But that's the way I interpret the one that got away. So yeah. The next one is the Rebel, and I don't really have a book for that one. I'm not a very rebellious person. in that way. I don't really have a book that I could interpret as the rebel. I don't. So I don't have a book for that personality type. I don't have that personality type in my collection. I don't have a rebel. But I do have a creative spirit. So that's the next one, and that's this one. I bought this book not that long ago, and as soon as it arrives, I already was like inspired to do a lot of like fun stuff. So in this case, I experimented with my granulating watercolor paints. Now I would call it a fail, but still it was like a lot of fun. But I mean, look at it. It really, um, for some reason, at least for me, I think it's a lot of fun to be very creative with these kind of pages, especially something like this, you know, where you really have to work with color. And I'm definitely going to work with watercolors in this one. But yeah, so for me, this is definitely going to be a creative spirit because it's going to ask me to step out of my comfort zone and start experimenting with certain things to get certain results. Something like this. I'm definitely not gonna do this, what she did. I actually think that you can do something more, mm, I want to say more exciting, more experimental. So that's exactly what I'm going to try. I absolutely adore this book. So much fun. It's just an extremely fun book. So yeah, I mean, look at it. You could do so much fun with this. Yeah. So this is for me my creative spirit. Also because the paper is of like excellent quality, so you can really experiment with different kinds of materials. So I will probably work a lot with my watercolors on this paper, but I also think that some of these pages are really perfect, for instance, for oil pastels because the images are large enough. Not something like this, but maybe I can find something. Well, maybe something like this, you could work. Or something like this. I mean, to color something like this with my oil pastels. That would be like a lot of fun. So, yeah, I would call this my creative spirit at the moment. I mean, that could change anytime. Then we have the heartrob. The heartrob. It's this one. Oh, I love this book so much. I love this book so much. So much. I need to zoom out because it's a large book. Um, yeah, so I bought this book pretty early on when I started coloring. I saw this book and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I'm still in love with it. I'm so much in love with it that I don't want to color in it. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. But here it comes. If you've seen the original artwork, you don't dare to color it anymore. So the paper in this book is excellent. Really, really, really extremely good paper. And then, here in the back, we have examples of the original artwork. Look how extremely beautiful this is. And it's all done by Breyer, and that's a pseudonym. I don't really know what the real name is of this artist, but it's gorgeous. I absolutely adore this page. It's in the book. I would love to color it. But then I see something like this, and I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to do this? I'm not. I'm not there. I'm not there yet. And if I am, this is going to take a very long time. I mean, if you want to create something like this, it will take a long time. And that's probably the only page that I would do that month in a coloring book. But yeah, it's so gorgeous. It's so extremely beautiful. I'm still in love with this book, and I'm very, very extremely precious about it. And that's probably also the reason why I haven't colored in it yet. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. Would love to color this. Yeah. So for now, this is just going to be a book that I'm very proud of. That it's in my collection. I would not have missed out on it, but I'm not going to color in it because I don't want to mess it up. And then we already have the last one, and that's The Favorite Child. And again, I needed to really think about it, which one I was going to pick. And my first thought was my project book, Maria Trolle Botanicals, but actually, that's not my favorite book. My favorite book is this one, actually. It's also a pretty old book. One of my first books. It's definitely the first Hannah Carlson that I ever bought. And when I bought this book, I actually fell in love with Hannah Carlson. And, if I go through all of my books, this is the book I would say is the first book that I would say I would never, ever, ever sell. That's the first thing. And I love to color in. And that's also the reason why I did not put my Dromenvanger what's his name? I always forget his name. Hold on. Thomas Hofdomek. That's the reason why I didn't put it in my favorite child category. That all my coloring books going on the floor. Okay, we'll pick them up later. Um, but that's the reason why I didn't put it in my favorite child because I absolutely adore the artwork in it, but I don't color it that much because it's also a pretty intimidating book. This isn't. I love coloring in this book. So this is the very first page that I ever colored. Uh, this book belongs to page, and yeah, I mean it's early, very early work, but it's cute. It's cute. And this is like one of the very first pages that I ever did. First of all, that I worked with watercolor in a coloring book, and that I used my ink pens, I believe. Yeah, I do like the ink pens work, but I don't like what I did with my watercolors. I don't like it at all. It is pretty shiny though. But yeah, I absolutely adore this work. This book, I mean. Um, yeah, this is a very early work. And of course, we have the paint stains here because my paint pen started to leak like crazy. You know, and you have like cool stories like that. This is another one that I actually did pretty recently. Yeah, last October. Still very proud of this page. I did another one. I know I did another one, I believe. Uh, or no, I believe that page is actually another Anna Carlson book that I'm thinking of. So yeah, I love this book, and it's definitely my favorite book. I'm definitely gonna color more in this book. This is actually a book I would see myself finishing because I love every page of it. There isn't really a page in this book that I'm thinking of. Well, that's not really my thing. Usually, in a coloring book, you do have like at least one or two pages that you're not extremely fond of. But this book, yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So this is definitely my favorite child. So that's all of the books, all of the categories, all of the personalities. I'm gonna stop right here because we already are over an hour, and yeah, I think you've listened long enough to me if you actually made it. So if you did, I want to thank you for watching, and if you liked what you've seen, please leave a like or a comment in the comment section. and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.